Hi guys, it's Mrs. Mills. We're going to do the check your understanding on page 541. Okay. For each of the following settings, describe the parameter of interest and state the appropriate hypotheses for a significance test. Okay, so the first thing, according to the website sleepdeprivation.com, 85% of teens are getting less than 8 hours of sleep a night. Janie wonders whether this result holds in her large high school. So she asks an SRS of 100 students at the school how much sleep they get on a typical night. In all, 75 of the respondents say less than 8 hours. So our parameter of interest here is a proportion. It's the true population proportion of teens or students at Janie's large high school that are getting less than 8 hours of sleep a night. Okay, so that's the proportion, that's the population parameter that we're looking for, okay, or we're going to test against. Now for our hypotheses, we need to figure out our null hypothesis or our HO and our alternative hypothesis or our HA. So the HO or the null hypothesis is again the status quo. What is the norm? What does everybody think? Well, according to sleepdeprivation.com, 85% of teens are getting less than 8 hours of sleep a night. So that 85% is going to be the value for my null hypothesis. Okay? So let me move this down. So our null hypothesis here, is that the true population proportion of students at of students that get less than 8 hours of sleep is equal to 0.85, because that's what that sleepdeprivation.com website said. Now, she took a sample, her sample, 75 out of 100, so 0.75 of the students at her school are not getting enough sleep, are getting less than 8 hours of sleep. So our alternative hypothesis, or our HA, has to act on that 0.75, okay? We're still going to keep the same number. So we can do two things here. We can say that the P is less than 0.85, since 0.75 is less than, or not equal to. Let's look at the wording. So it said we want to see, she wants to know if this holds in her large high school. So she didn't really say whether she thought, whether she thought the kids in her school were getting more or less sleep. She just wants to know if it's true for her high school. So we're not going to do a less than, we're going to do a not equal to. Okay? You'll see words that'll lead you to believe less than, okay? But in this case, there's not, okay? All right, let's look at the second setting. As part of its 2010 census marketing campaign, the U.S. Census Bureau advertised 10 questions, 10 minutes, that's all it takes. On the census form itself, we read, the U.S. Census Bureau estimates that for the average household, this form will take about 10 minutes to complete, including the time for reviewing the instructions and answers. We suspect that the actual time to complete the form might be longer than advertised. So again, let's state our parameter of interest. So what we're looking for now is a mean. We're looking for the mean, we're looking for mu, which is the true population mean time that it's going to take somebody to fill out the census form. Okay? So that's what I have down for our parameter of interest. Okay? Now for our hypotheses, again, the HO is going to be, or the null hypothesis is going to be kind of what's expected. What does everybody think? So according to the Census Bureau, it takes 10 minutes. So our HO should be that mu is 10 minutes. Okay? Let me write that. Now this does have a value, or does have a unit, so I'm going to put the 10 minutes, okay? And then what's our alternative hypothesis? What are we going to talk about that 10 minutes? Are we testing that it doesn't take 10 minutes? That would be not equal to. Greater than 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes? So let's see what it says. We suspect that the actual time it takes to complete the form may be longer than 10 minutes, or longer than advertised. So that's why we're going to do a greater than 10 minutes in our alternative hypothesis. So your alternative hypothesis really goes with the wording of the question, okay? And it should follow suit with your sample statistic. Now, we don't have a sample mean here for how long it took people to fill it out. So we're just testing something that we're not sure what we don't have a sample to check it against, but we got that from the wording of the question. Okay, that's it for that one. See you next time.